metal bullet. And this a lot of painting, oh yeah, I'm metal bullet. And this painting, a lot of people saying, why not just make an abstract painting? That's a great direction to go, maybe even sell a lot more. That's it. But the thing is like, everybody work I try to create. This is it. I mean, I'm not repeat any of my work. If you look at the process of my producing since 2006, each body work all different. I'm not trying to intentional doing this, but it's because referring to almost like every human being too. Every day we change a little bit. That's the same thing I want to reflecting on my artwork. I'm not going to repeat any piece of it. Particularly for this piece, referring to the switch 2, I'm not trying to establish myself as a portrait painter. I could do abstract painting, but I'm not establishing myself abstract painter either. I try and combine these two, abstract and the representational, as one thing. Again, the switches. I don't want people easily to identify which is which. Yeah. That's it, maybe.
Do you want to say anything about this one too? Just because this is one of my favorite.
Thank you. Actually, this painting in particular called 11. Maybe the title of this show is called 11 Ceremony. A lot of friends actually ask me why 11 Ceremony. 11, this number I think is really significant for myself. Is I felt people use 12 very much as a great reference because time as used 12. And 10 is a great number too because in China, in terms of Taoism, 9 is the biggest number, and 10, because of math, is from 10, every number is going to be combined as other number, 1 through 9, right? And 11, I felt it's like in between, not greater, not smaller, almost like in between, the middle way. I really enjoy about it. And this painting, basically influence I want to create an abstract piece in the beginning, but the thing I felt maybe I can push it a little bit more, almost like under the bullet too, almost like foundation for this piece, trying to creating a figure, but it's not necessarily a figure. Again, it's not necessarily abstract painting either, like 11, not time, not combination. Yes.
So did the faces in this piece come out as a result of the abstraction that you started with, or was there an idea for the faces at the beginning of the whole painting?
Yes, actually, the other day I was looking at my sketchbook, and I don't do sketch that much, but normally I just do simple circles or maybe put 2 dots, like 5 years old kids doing drawing. I think it's really great. I heard an interview of Francis Bacon. He said he never do sketches or drawings because he's afraid in the future he will do an illustration of this drawing instead of this make a whole full new painting. So because it's this full circle, I remember I just draw the circle of the face, this one, and this one, and this one. It's like the smiling face, you know, on the yeah. That's the beginning of this. How much become this one? Yeah. Thank you. Any questions?
There's
Yes.
kind of a quality that makes me think of like sci-fi movies.
Oh, yes, thank you. And again, I think if you look at those two, I put a lot of the polish effect too, but not, this one is more indirectly, it's more like more suggestive. And the other painting is more right on what's polish effect look like. This is more like suggest, for example, the circle I was doing against a lot of science fiction films. They're doing.
Are there specific films that you really liked or that may have influenced you visually?
Matrix. Yes, definitely. I watched that one a lot. But I like all the science fiction films. Most time I think I like 2 types of film. One's sci-fi, another one is animation. Yeah.
Yeah, like the anime.
Oh yeah, anime. Yes. Amazing. You know, yeah. And sometimes I was wondering, when I was looking at another film called 5 seconds per centimeter or something. It's a Japanese film. Each frame is phenomenal painting in terms of scale, in terms of composition. The color, almost like Bernard's painting. Each frame is like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? They should be, you know, presented in gallery, and each frame should be, you know, phenomenal.
Bernard did a lot of his paintings
Oh, wow.
with an underwater.
Yes, yes.
So yours have that kind of liquid quality.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I didn't realize that, but yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, intentional doing that. But the water actually is a symbol for me against unclarity, because safe and almost again, the switch, basic switch is unclarity. Once you put two extreme sides together, then therefore hard to identify. And the water have similar quality, and specifically Tao too. And talking about water is the form of Tao. I think so, yeah.
Getting back to Photoshop,
Yes.
do you manipulate images in Photoshop as part of your creative process? In other words, can you use Photoshop to help you envision what a final painting might look like?
I think I did during 2006 a little bit, but I didn't feel helping me that much, so I stopped doing.
So the final image is already in your mind?
Yeah, only 30%.
30%.
Yes. This body work, I mean, the ones downstairs, 30% in my mind. The one upstairs is 70% in my mind. I have some scroll painting upstairs. Those paintings, I felt it's more like a post-modernism practice, one-line joke practice. This one's referred to, in term practice, I feel more like modernism practice, a lot of forms I'm thinking during the process. So, yeah.
Just it's interesting to see the interaction between our new electronic tools and the creative process.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
See, now I know a little bit more about you, maybe some of these other folks too, but I know your dad is a renowned calligrapher in China, and I'm wondering what kind of conversations you have with your dad about your work and his work, and how does that go?
Yes, and yeah, as some of us might know, my dad actually, he's a traditional Chinese calligrapher, and he's top 10. So really, and he's top 10 in China, and under a lot of pressure whenever I have conversation with my dad, you know. So if he think a painting looks good, and I think this painting is good, and then when he sees some painting, he will say, oh, you know, it looks not good, and my day is going really bad. And he don't tell me what, I mean, the term and the reference he's using is all referring to a lot of traditional Chinese art practice. A little bit similar with modernism practice, actually. Have you talking about the lines and shapes, which I really appreciate. I think modernism practice still is, I personally enjoy modernism practice even more than postmodernism practice. I love both, but I prefer modernism a little more. Maybe because my dad, you know, I was talking, you know, the lines should be a little curved, you know, maybe it looks better. Or color, you know, you should think about color, you know, the loose part and the intense part, you shouldn't put them two together. Think about rhythm. So yeah, then I remember next time. Yes.
Since you're focused on the growth process in creation,
Oh yeah.
from this body of work, do you already have something that you already have in your next series?
Yes, definitely. Actually, I have 5 different body work in my sketchbook, and I don't know which one I'm going for next direction. A little bit frustrating. Maybe one day I will do the stone. Yeah, yes.
Clone yourself.
But the things like next year's when you see probably will be significantly different. I can, at least from my sketchbook I'm looking at right now, and I'm really excited too. And I'm really happy this body work I finished because this piece was in my sketchbook in 2000. Let me see, first year of graduate school. Yes, and finally I made it in last year. That's like 3 years apart. I'm glad to finish. Oh, relief. Good.
This painting also, to me, feels like it has a little bit of the character of some of the old Chinese ghost stories.
Oh.
And I don't know if that was an explicit choice that you made or if it just happens to be that way because of your subject matter.
Interesting, because actually when making this piece, I'm looking at a Google image. I use Google image search, I search wedding, and another one I search funeral, and both in English and Chinese. So I search 4 different time. So I select in terms of form and color. I select about 20 image or 10, between 20 and 10 each image. So some of them Japanese ones are pretty interesting, almost like has ghost-like feeling to it. I still have one image, particularly in my computer, but I put some of the element in this painting to the transparency of the white cloth.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And you will, if you look at tonight, if you have a free time, I highly recommend that do a research. You will see how significant, similar between wedding and yeah. Yes, Lisa.
Where did the black come from?
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
so potent.
Thank you.
Black is,
Yes.
so where did
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Actually, me and I were even talking about last time. So many friends asked before too. The black actually, first of all, refer to black screen of the computer, the switches. And once you turn on the computer, something comes up. Same thing from the book doll I was looking at, between there's anything, there isn't anything. I also use black to refer to that method. So therefore black, in particular this body work, I referring to black screen of the computer and the beginning of the doll. And yeah.
Tell everybody about what you said when fellow artists would look at a black canvas.
Oh yeah, this my friend actually. Maybe I'm not going to tell you guys his name, but once he saw the black, he said, "Oh my God, see, I just feel so uncomfortable. I look at a dead flat black. At least you should have some like movement in there. Like he said, Pacific mentioning this. He loves what's going on down here. But when he look at this black aquatic finished surface, feels like uncomfortable. Yeah, this conversation.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I said yes. That's the black screen one. I look at it once. I was in CO Boulder. They don't have electricity ones, right, guys? Black screen. Oh my gosh! And right now, even I see I turn on the light. I'm afraid of black and dark. I still watch too much horror film. Science fiction film.
Anybody else? Well, I'm going to just say thanks to Xi for giving us this insight into his work, and thanks to everybody for coming out. And let's give him a big round of applause.